Yeah, fuck me. And the others go. What's that third one? The third yellow, the boot. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much everyone changes up their secondary, but almost everyone goes grasp, or the other ones go fleet footwork. Yeah, he's very disrespectful. That's so disrespectful, man. Mm. Yeah, I guess they don't expect the Rift to punish the late start. Oh, wait, is Davos faking it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh. Yeah, they're both faking. That's weird. That's so weird. German's going for an Erdling gank as well. Level 2. If it works, if you push, nah, that's you get a lot of HP here, but yeah, he uses both potions, but it was a repeat game. What is Rift? Rift. The only good thing for Rift is that that wave is pushing into him, so he's gonna get level 2 from that wave easily. Yeah, and this is why I don't think the Panthelia bot lane is good. Like, yeah, like the lane is already kind of getting conceded here a bit. Plus, like obviously, right, like you said, right, they know the junglers are there. Plus, they have their own jungler in bot side now, so they know they are super safe here. You should hover around here, put a ward. Oh, okay, never mind. He doesn't have a ward. Yeah. Yeah. Top side, obviously, right? 7 CS so far. Probably gonna balloon even further. And Dab is just fucked off. Okay. Okay. He legitimately just said, yeah, fuck that. Be so jokes. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Plus, mid lane has a CS lead while starting cool. Uh, I mean, Team Davis is, well, Astrosmurfs now. Vince? He didn't dodge it? Yeah, but he could have flashed. Yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't understand why you don't dash upwards towards your raptors, and then in case he does something, you just flash. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, pretty confusing. Nah. And Rift, as always, yeah, this is something I think a lot of teams should punish a lot more. Oh, but fuck me. No, 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 no. Don't give Rift, don't give Rift praise. Bonobo, what the? If you're watching this VOD, Bonobo, what the fuck did you do? And you stayed. Oh, you're so lucky that this is an orange. Oh, wait, lads, what the fuck you guys doing? What? No. But why you are so inting? Oh, man, I'm really questioning how much did Dabus invest into these PayPals? Like, that's some solid payment here. Nah. No, like I usually tend to flame bed a bit more in jungle just because I know more about jungle, so it's easier for me to criticize it. Like here, he responded to it. He saw the gank. He knew that they might even look for the dive because Rift was really low, so he comes there. But like on Allegiant side, like what is the thought behind that play? That was legitimately just like lack of brain. There's no nice way of putting it. That was just a shit play. Yeah. Rift, you should not trade there. What is Rift doing? He's just. I mean, he has the wave, so it's dangerous for the Gnar. But okay, now he wins. Now he wins. As long as there was the other side of the way. Oh, we see bot side. On the other side, heal from. Oh, that's actually a heal. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that's a heal on the Talia. Rift is just dead. By the way, just straight up, look at the CS top. Holy shit. But that's so greedy. I'd say to a point. If you fall on too much, like the Gnar will just tower dive you, and at that point your team is just struggling. But, oh, yeah. I think I agree here with Team Allegiant. You don't really want to contest it. You don't have the positioning for it. You don't really think. You don't have flash on the Jarvan as well, so the steal is a bit more difficult. You have a level lead as well on the volley, so it's a bit more difficult to get anything done. But why is that's something I think a lot of teams should look at, like trying to punish Rift's trading, because he's decent in team fights. Like and Wally just died. Yeah, I think they just jumped on him. Yeah. Yeah, that's something where it's like Rift isn't a bad player per se. He's just sometimes not really like his map awareness is pretty low. So that sometimes leads to situations where you can put him behind to a point where it doesn't matter if he's good or bad, he'll just not be able to do much. Oh, they get a plate here. That's pretty nice. Oh, that was. Oh, you need to be careful here. Yeah, I mean, how long is this equal down roughly, right? Like, what, like 10 seconds? Oh, trade kill. Trade kill, but the Nico used Ignite. Yeah, I mean, using Ignite's not that big a deal here. He's safe, he's safe. Unless the Talia hit. Oh, yeah, she hits it. Yeah. Well, that's good, that's a good cooldown. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how do you win versus Team Astrosmurfs if they get mounted so? Like, unironically. Rift? Yeah, okay. Gnar's dead. Oh! Vince had to flash for it. Yeah, and the CS lead is pretty irrelevant here. Like, you have sure, it is a 30 CS lead. You're gonna be close to first out, like Black Cleaver, right? Pretty close, but that's the problem. You're versus an Ornn, like, the Ornn just tells you to fuck off and, like, who cares? Oh, he doesn't go for the plates. He doesn't have Demolish. Wait. Yeah, you should have Demolish, right? Yeah, but like, why doesn't he go for the plate there? Wait, what are you saying? Wait, hang on. Are you? Wait, there is an aftershock. You always go Grasp. Yeah, Grasp is so good. Yeah, it's really good for training. It's really good for later as well. Hmm. Especially like the conditions you need to use aftershock. It's not. Oh, Wally's dead. Yeah, Wally's dead. Wally's dead. Doesn't matter. That is. He probably just should use the ult to disengage this. Ooh. At all. That was a very weird play. Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh boy. So this is Bed just trying to force the Herald. Yeah, no, no. This is 100% their Herald. So something a lot of people do, and even I tend to do this, is use the Herald very quickly, which yeah, yes, yeah. I think in a lot of situations this is actually suboptimal if you're in a pro environment, but in are they gonna get? This is a race for first turn, which is uh yeah, I guess. Does he know? I don't think he does. Oh, that fucking shield, man. Such a stupid jump. And the flash. So while fighting mid, they get the Drake. Yeah. Hmm. The problem here is also like Team Astrosmurfs. You don't like as Team Allegiant. You don't want him to scale. Like that team doesn't want to fight a scale. Oh, if he hits the ult, he might be dead. Does he have a W? Does he have a W? Oh, that was a nice flash by Nar. That was super nice. That was very nice. I feel bad for Rift because he did good, but the problem I have with the play is not that it didn't work. Like there was a lot of situations where this could have worked or where the Gnar doesn't flash correctly and you get the kill, but like I think you're behind to the point where I don't think you should be going for this. I think you shouldn't try. Yeah. Yeah. They're just delete. Yeah, yeah, that's both dead. That was dead as well. Yeah.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So what do they get in return?
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
It's yeah. It's bad for Astrosmurf just because of the Ezra falling behind, because he's like your main mana. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think Dabas should have like I think you can maybe send the Karma to try and see like if it's a bluff, because you never know, right? Maybe they're just bluffing to try and get the turret. So you can maybe get the Karma to like push and see if she ult Qs the wave and see oh the Gnar is actually just he outplayed Rift pretty hard there. Yeah, that's Rift's dead as well here. Yeah, this is getting a bit out of control here. Like, if you're Team Astrosmurfs, you want to calm this down. Like, you have the far superior like game, and you're just getting punished for shit positioning, honestly. Yeah. This is just bad positioning. Because, like, you shouldn't be invading there. Like, you shouldn't be invading there. Then you should just run from there. Like, there's a lot of situations where this is starting to hurt them here. Because Gnar is split pushing top now. They're gonna probably get this turret here as well. Yeah, this turret's gone. Oh, actually. Yeah, that. Yeah, okay, that is real. Ult made them back off. Again, the aftershock. I don't know. I don't understand that. Yeah, I mean, realistically here, the Team Allegiance team comes spikes super hard early and falls off very hard mid to late. And Team Astrosmurfs should just not try and get stuff. Unless you have better positioning or something, you should just concede the lowest possible amount to try and get as late into the game as possible. And try. It's kind of working because Davis and Wally are getting a CS lead bot, but I think you should be throwing everything at the Ezreal. Like, you should. The Bed's never gonna do this because Bed's not the type of player to want to do this, but like he should be getting as much of the jungle camps as possible. Yeah, Rift should survive this easily at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Mars dead. Yeah, no. Yeah. And that's also shut down as well for the Lucian, which is huge. Drake for Team Allegiant, yeah. But you're fine as Team Astrosmurfs doing this, like, you don't give a fuck. You give a fuck for the next. Yeah, you give a fuck for the next break, because that will be Soul. Like the one before Soul Point. Why do you engage? But why the engage? The problem here is whoever engaged there was gonna die, right? Like if Volley doesn't engage, Karma dies. If Volley engages, Volley dies, and Karma potentially dies. Oh, Pantheon just over chasing Dabis. Yeah, but the problem for Dabis is he doesn't have flash, so he needs to be a bit more careful. And he's not online. Like that's why you want to funnel everything you want, everything you have. Like all the jungle camps should be going for the Ezreal as well. The Volley doesn't care. He's a tank. He has like the most important item, probably. Like he has 2 items as well. Like you can fall behind in the jungle. You're ahead as well. So just accept the. This is something a lot of junglers don't like. That this is nothing to do with Bed specifically, but like a lot of junglers don't like conceding when they are ahead because they're basically. The feeling you get is like, why am I letting the other fucker get back into the game when I got ahead? Like here, you should have every good jungle camp possible that Ezra should take, or the Lucian maybe, I guess, right? Like as we're watching here, but like everything else should be funneled into the Ezra, because once he reaches 2 items or something, like he's a lot more difficult to kill. He does a lot more damage. I don't know. I don't like the lane assignments here, and I think. Allegiant might have broken the game open enough to win this, which just should never happen. Yeah, 2 items actually, and Ezra also finished 2 items as well just now. Yeah, but this is what was supposed to happen. Like you should have never fought anywhere and just let this scaling happen. That's the problem that I see with a lot of. Oh, which oh, I'm trying to think of the team that did this. There was one team that did this in LCS. Lost split. There was a team in Spring Split that kept drafting late game and fighting and contesting early. It was just like, it was baffling. Next.
I'm not going to learn anything just standing around.
Yeah, like at least be useful with something else.
Sometimes I wish rocks could give pep talks.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Ezreal's getting the chickens. Okay, good. Yeah. So they are recognizing that they want to shovel everything into the end. Yeah. And realistically, yeah. Yeah. It's like I don't understand it. The reason why I don't understand is like you're giving this is like a girl sending you mixed signals. It's like on the one hand your draft screams that you're prioritizing everything on the Ezreal, right? And that you want to have a second thread potentially on Delusion, but realistically your main damage threat is going to be the Ezreal. But oh, and Vince is just dead. Oh wow, okay, that was nice. That was well played. He should have been so dead there. He should have been 100% dead there. Yeah. I'm very confused why he didn't. The Jarvan didn't ult there. Uh, Again, out of position. He might have to ult over the wall. Nah, 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 nah. It was. Why did? Jarvan just entered so hard. What? But they need to be so careful. Nice, that was nice. They're not. They don't have to. Yeah, no, no. They just hard lose that fight. Yeah. It's just the items. Like you're not. Your comp isn't online, and you're forcing stuff. I understand why, right? Like at this point, you're very desperate because you realize the game state is, like, you know, the game is out of control when this is happening. So it's not really like a harsh criticism because it's very understandable. Any decent enough player should realize that, like, oh fuck, we're actually in a deep. Wait, are you gonna let that charge? Okay, good. Thank God. No, no, no. It was just frozen for like a couple seconds, for like 1.5 seconds, maybe. Oh yeah. Oh, that was left again. Reconnected. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is struggle city for them. I don't like the Lucian pick. It's just so dangerous. Like you have to play so much on the edge to even get any damage, and the Pantheon works as just like some stupid frontline because he uses his like directional damage shield thing, whatever it's called, like the one that just negates the damage from one side that it's cast on. Oh, oh, oh. He does have the Iceborne. No, not Iceborne. The AD item that slows you and gives a shit ton of HP. Yeah, no, but the thing for Lucian is like he has to play on such a razor thin line between you're doing damage or you're just dead, and I don't like that. Oh, and he's dead. Yeah, this is over. Yeah, this game is completely over at this point. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he just doesn't. What I like from Bed, he's like itemizing now Lockout, which I don't think he could have gone at second item. I think he correctly went the MR item second item, and yeah, and it's a super high value item. So like I like his itemization. I don't like some of the decisions he's making, but I also just think overall like this has nothing to do with Ben. This has to do with the team taking fights they have no business fighting over. Like the ones where they had like the Karma was called bet engage, or the other ones where there's like a rift engage for a team fight that they should just never take, especially in close quarters. But that's not good for Dabus. Yeah, but then he just loses on it, right? If they don't win on it. I don't think you get joy from this game, honestly. I think this is a very, very, very tilting game if you're the Ezreal. Yeah, it also just seems like I don't know if it's one person being at fault or if it's just because sometimes what you can have on certain teams is I don't know if you've ever played sports where you have the English language has a perfect phrase for it where it's like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like sometimes you can get that like where it's not it's not one person making a wrong call, but it's a lot of people making calls which leads to just disjointed nothingness. Yeah. Also, Dampus does fuck all damage. Like that J4 laughs at him. Yeah, they can dive him here. He has vision of him though with the ward, so. Dampus has flash as well. Yeah, but like he's fine when you're between two of your own turrets. Is like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. That's just game. Okay, this is GG. Yep, that's game. They have a wave as well. This is completely over. What does the game loss for Astrosmurfs mean for playoffs? Nothing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. They didn't capitalize on it completely, but they should just reset here, run for the Nico might be looking for. Yeah. And they're just getting the cell as well. Yeah, this is. I mean, it does matter. This game is completely over anyway, but this is just another nail in the coffin. That soul just makes Dabas cry even more. Yep. Yeah. What's the, like, if you want to go the greedy Ezreal damage build, isn't it like Muramana into Trinity into like Bork or something? Yeah. I think he just wants the slow as well, just to be a bit more safe. But I see a lot of Ezreals going, oh, that was an intentional cannon miss. Okay. Yeah, Volley has Lockout now, so obviously he is. Yeah. Yeah, because at this point there's nothing you can do. It's just like it's like when you're playing those like solo queue games where it's like if you're above a certain rank, you know that once the game reaches a certain point, you know like we're gonna lose this, and it's just a matter of are we gonna lose it now or in 20 minutes. So like, yeah, here Dabas is he's dead. Impressive by Team Allegiant considering the shitty draft they had. Because I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna do the thing a lot of low elo people do, where it's like, what's the English word for it? Where it's like results-based analysis. Where it's like, well, we won, so obviously the draft is good. It's like, no, the draft is bad. But yeah, that's actually a fair point. Yeah, they very much play to them. Whew, that's a weird one. I'm torn between Talia and Nico, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm very, very, very much um, torn. I mean, yeah, let's throw in everyone on their team into the conversation. 4 out of the 5 people should be MVP candidates, you know? Yeah, it was very obvious going. Well, it was very obvious after the fact that they went into the draft with the specific intention of getting that bot lane. Hmm. I'd say I'm very indecisive, so I'll just give it to you. You can decide. Okay, sure. Yeah, just drag him in now and fuck it.
Hello.
What was that?
Hello.
So this is obviously Eternal Ether, the guy that played the Talia support for Team Allegiant this game. No, I'm not sure if you heard, but you got the MVP.
Oh, thank you. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Um,
So it was obvious after the fact. I'm not going to say it was obvious that he wanted this because I didn't know, right? But I didn't have internal information, but it was very obvious going past the draft. It was very obvious that you went into the draft trying to get like that Panth to the bot lane. What did you guys? No, well, how do I phrase it? How do I phrase this? What made you guys decide that that would be the correct thing to do versus Team Astrosmurfs?
the people we were against didn't really have any bearing on us picking it. We just wanted to play it and decided to
Okay,
play it. Like, I think just
a little bit fucking cocky.
no, I'm not. I don't mean that in a cocky way. As in, like,
Sure.
no, we just went into this weekend knowing that we wanted to play Pantheon Talia. At that point when we were thinking about the team, because I don't think we really, throughout this tournament, we haven't been picking team comps based on who we're against. We've been banning based on who we're against,
But then
but we
picking
haven't been choosing. We
whoever
haven't
you wanted.
picking, yeah, we've been playing who we want to play.
Okay.
So the fact that we were against Astrosmurfs didn't really have a bearing on us picking Pantheon. We just knew we wanted to play. I mean, anyone who looks at the match history could probably see it coming.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I mean, I was really happy with the draft, actually. I think it went really well. Obviously, we didn't get the Darius, which we kind of thought would be banned, but we got Nico, which we thought might be banned. And well, if people had looked at the match history, we thought we might not get Talia. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with how the draft went.
Did you have a potential pivot if the Talia didn't get through?
Well, I mean, our argument was, well, if they banned Talia, then that kind of just leaves me open to pick Morgul Lux, which is what
Yeah, sure.
hasn't been allowed the last few games.
Sure.
And we just kind of go back to standard ADC.
Yeah, I'd push back a little on the thing you said that you pick for you instead of for your team. Just on the one pick that I see topside, the Gnar. It felt very much, I was like, well, we want a team fight, but we also know that there's a potential to exploit the top side. So we'll pick something that like can hybridize and going depending on the game state can pick whatever, right? Like because you can itemize into the game, you can go, well, I'm gonna go the split bush Gnar or the team fight Gnar, and like depending on that.
Kind of. So we wanted something in top lane that didn't really need much attention because obviously Pantheon, you kind of want to funnel it. As much as we didn't really need to.
I was gonna say, like
Ezreal Karma was, well, it's Ezreal Karma. They're really, really safe, so it's less gankable than another lane would have been. like the last time we played against Astrosmurfs, they picked Ash and Army. I'm sure that Jarvan would have been bot side every 2 minutes had they picked something like that. It's just a little bit hard to snowball. But I think I don't really want to read too much into the top lane pick. It was sort of like we wanted Darius, that was banned. Then we wanted Jen, and then that was banned. So like, well, we might as well just. I think we just went on. Let's go Gnar then. There wasn't a huge amount of thought behind it. We kind of built the comp around the Panther. Like the Nico works really, really well with that. The Jarvan works really well. As much as Jarvan's not great into Ezreal, the Jarvan just generally works really well. Like, I don't know if you saw one fight in the top lane Tribush where Jarvan got 2 people on the ult, and then I think it was Ornn and someone else. I can't remember who. Maybe the Karma. And it guarantees the WE, and I think it just combos it with the one combo.
There was just generally like certain things that I was like very confused. Like I said it on the cast, so I'll only like lightly touch on it. But like sometimes where you guys called the Karma mid going into topside, and it's like it's so obvious the Karma's dead, and their team comp realistically, right? Like if the game scales and you're at like 35, 40 minutes, you guys are fucked.
We do that. That's why we were so aggressive.
Yeah, but then they're like, there's like a member getting called, and instead of them like, oh well, you know, we'll take the one death, but we have to back off because we're late game, they engage, and then instead of the Karma dying, the jungler dies, and you're like, what? You flash ulted just to die as well.
See, the thing is though, we had a very aggressive comp. Like Pantheon is all about engage, Taliyah engage. And they had a very defensive comp. They had Karma to theoretically get away. They had Ornn to disengage.
Yeah.
But they still, half the team fights, they kind of still just engaged on us.
Yes, it was so confusing.
They did.
Yeah, I was on cast. I was legitimately I'll say this one word you usually try and avoid, flabbergasted. I was legitimately confused. It was like, what is because realistically, you're expecting at this point that there's some shot calling logic behind a certain decision, and you're like, what is it? Like, I'm failing to understand why you would engage.
I think just generally they had their team comp. I personally think they lost the draft really bad.
Okay.
Because they picked Ezreal Karma with the obvious intent to play really safe bot lane, not let us snowball, play for the late game.
Yep.
And then they pick Lucian mid, and Lucian is an AD carry, but Lucian mid is an aggressive pick. If Lucian mid's playing into a mage, he wants to kill them early and he wants to snowball off that, and to a certain extent he did, but that just completely doesn't fit in with Ezreal Karma at all. The jungle,
I had a bit of a different point.
Volibear's also pretty early game as well. If Volibear falls off, and especially
he's not a champion.
If it had gone longer, I could have bought Rylai's and he just never would have touched me.
Yep.
So they had a really good call with the Ezreal Karma, and the Ornn I think fits in with that. But I think the mid and the jungle picks, I mean, we did ban 4 mid laners, so that might have had something to do with it. But I think the mid and the jungle picks just didn't align with the team comp at all. Whereas I think our comp, it wasn't exactly what we wanted, but it all kind of synergized with each other.
Yeah.
Focusing around the DPS from the Talia and kind of setting that up.
I mean, personally, from like, I thought they won draft because their draft in this kind of situation is very easy to execute, in my opinion. Like, it's like that based on, okay, comfort picks, and okay, these guys, very simple. They should just not engage, and they engaged, so they just went against what they should be doing. And your guys' comp, I can see a world where like you guys played to your win conditions. Like, you knew exactly what you needed to do, and you did it. Like, and but it's like one of those where it's like when we look at the comps, we consider like, if it's easier to pull off, then they should just win. They kind of just win this draft, and they should just like, it's like, okay, who can lock up the Ezreal if he gets ahead, or if he's like late game?
I mean,
like, he was so far behind. He was so far behind. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah, because generally, like what I want to use usually when I'm like comparing drafts of two teams is like I'm using. I don't know if you've ever like used video cameras, but like sometimes you use filters on the lenses, right? So I generally like want to put a filter on what I'm trying to look at, like how I want to analyze it. And the filter, I call it like the LCS filter. It's like, well, I'm expecting both teams not to play the best. So which, like execution wise, which one is easier? which one has more versatility, which one has less like skill expression and stuff like that. But the other thing is, like, I personally thought you hard lost the draft without Lucian. If Lucian was a different champion, I think you would have had no way, realistically, of almost no way of winning the game.
Yeah,
with Lucian being there, it's like, sure, there's a way, but realistically, right? Like, if you guys don't get ahead, if it's 25 minutes, there's no way you touch the Ezreal. If he's 3 items, 4 items, he starts to kill everyone. You don't really have a front line and stuff like that.
I can see your reason. I can see the reasoning for the Lucian pick, because generally Lucian is a really good Talia counter, and had he been the ADC and Ezreal been mid, then I might have been in trouble. That's one, because Lucian just generally.
Were you surprised that they picked the Lucian when you saw Panth, Talia, and Nico? Is like, how are you using your damage? Like, you have to be so close to your team.
There was a bit of concern going into the game, but as I said, I was fairly confident in the draft. I was very happy with how it went. I think, looking at it, you say looking at it through like the filter of like which is easier to execute.
Yeah.
But I think you kind of I think that is very much assuming that every player is of the same ability. and
sure, that's a very fair counterpoint. Yes.
I think like we knew which sides of each team are kind of like the weaker sides.
Yes.
And being able to exploit it, and I think that's a lot.
This is a very fair argument. Yes.
But no, I mean, any team comp with Talia is going to look weird. Like it does, it looks strange in any format. And it's a reason. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not the Talia or the Pantheon should have the support item. It's a very kind of iffy thing what you should be building. But I think it was executed fine. We definitely could have got more kills than we did, and there are a couple of parts where I just messed up combos. I should not have let the Lucian kill me that one time. That was just completely my mistake. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with our performance.
Yeah, of course. And at the end of the day, you guys won, so right, like that's
exactly.
And it wasn't like super close, right? Like, let's be honest here, right? Even we're talking about nuances here when we're talking about the draft, and even then, there's a very fair counterpoint to me when I say I think the other team hard won the draft. I think there's a very fair point that someone can make and like put out, well, we expect this guy to win versus this guy, irrespective of the champions. I think there's a very fair argument there, and at the end of the day, you guys won pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good team fight just generally with the Nico Jarvan, and the Volibear would have potentially been able to counter this jump on the back line, but I think in the mid game, when those team fights would have been really relevant, he got caught out a couple times, had to use his ult defensively. The failed dive that they did in the mid turret, where it was the Pantheon being dove and then they walled over and the Volibear had to flash away. He used everything there and got nothing out of it, and we got Drake.
That happened multiple times.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, we were
like defensive ults, defensive flashes to disengage when
I don't know if the support plays this or not. I'm told they didn't, but even if they don't, I don't really know why they didn't pick Morgana, because we did leave it open, and that's, I would say, the best counter to it.
He plays it, but he's on like a 170 ping or something like that. So it's like,
I thought that was the top laner.
No, their top lane is 120 ping.
Oh, I thought the top laner was the 170 ping.
No.
Oh, okay.
Rift has better ping than Wally.
We all had that wrong then.
Yeah, the Indian has the better MS than the American.
Okay, right. Well, that makes
to simplify it.
Yeah, they tend to pick for, or like they look at like a ping diff. Like, I think there was a time you got caught out, and I just said on cast ping diff. Like, you're clicking like a second behind.
I mean, it was kind of really frustrating because we really wanted to go in on them and they're playing so safe. And Ezreal's obviously kind of bullshits his way out of the stun, even with his E. Like,
what do you mean? He doesn't have an ability that basically grants him a free flash every fucking 6 seconds?
Yeah, he kind of gets out of it, and it's, in theory, like, when I'm playing Talia, I know he can do this, and I know generally where he's going to go. I can predict it, but I'm usually not in range to do so, because he's eating backwards away from me. My W is probably not going to be close enough to him to hit it. I know where he's going to be.
Yeah, it's a commitment, right? Like if you're positioning yourself that you can W his E, you're in his fucking face.
Yeah, and
like,
Karma and Ezreal really hurt early. I think they,
yeah.
I almost think they could have potentially at one point turned on me and just killed me. I think the Ezreal played safe to the point of he shouldn't have, and that's in part not knowing Taliyah cooldowns as well, because it's like the combo is your window of attack. You don't really do anything outside of it.
Yeah, of course.
If I whiff it, then that's when you can E forward.
Yeah, if you whiff it, then you're not a champion for the next seconds until you get your item, your ability.
Later on, like you get basically permanent queue up time.
Yeah, because your champion is fucking stupidly broken.
Whoa.
Champion has like less than 1% pick rate, leave her alone.
Leave my queen alone right now.
Shut up. It's such a shit champion.
You're outnumbered here, Adam.
Fuck off. I'll fight you both. I don't give a fuck. This is a Mexican standoff with me having 2 guns, both pointed at each one of you fuckers.
I want to finish the interview off with like obviously you guys have got Brainstorm tomorrow, and then play 5, 6. You have 2 games next week, and then it's playoffs and
3 games next week.
You play 2. You play a game tomorrow.
Okay, right. Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah.
Because we missed 1 game and postponed it.
Yeah, I switched the schedules around, so you guys are playing a normal amount. It's Brainstorm that missed the game with Astrosmurfs, but because you won that, you're now 4-1. You're kind of on lock for a first seed. If you win tomorrow, you're just in playoffs. Like you can't get out. You can't not be in playoffs, and you're basically first seed. Because I don't think anyone can really make the 4-0 run to catch up. So how does it feel to be kind of have a free pass on the first round? Like,
I mean, great. I don't pretend to know how the tournament format works whatsoever, but
don't worry, just do what I do. Just fucking wing it and pretend like you know.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I don't. Like, I don't
how
really
does it be the best team in the league?
Playing the game, yeah. But no, I mean, I'm kind of trying. One thing I've been trying to do is kind of like diversify the champions I play, so I can't be banned out so easily. That's in part where the Taliyah Pantheon idea sprung from. And briefly Taliyah TF, though we tried that once and not again.
That sounds horrible.
It will. I mean, the idea is like the point and click stun into the combo still, and then you still got the roaming ults, but it's just kind of a lot more difficult to pull off. Oh, that was this other thing. Sorry, no, Jen was just saying that apparently the mid laner failed by not following the roams of the Nico.
I mean, yes and no, because Lucian, he kind of just.
He was split pushing.
If Nico leaves, then it's kind of like, well, I'm taking this farm and I'm gonna just try power farm and like split push because I'm not really.
That's what he did. Yeah.
And when he turns up to a fight, he just dies because Lucian's a fun champ.
I mean, yeah, no, we had kind of enough lockdown. I think he could have committed to the split push and maybe gone like Sanguine Blade. I've seen on Lucian mid lane before. I think if he committed to the split push, become like more of a, because he was split pushing, but he took like 2 towers, right? He didn't really take a huge amount.
I think that was their whole team's towers. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think it was the whole game. And I don't think I think the when we played against Astrosmurfs last time, I think the Maokai top was a lot better for them than the Ornn. I think the Ornn just didn't really do anything, whereas the Maokai was actually like a much bigger threat in the team fight. It might have been just kind of team comp reliant, but because they had a lot more engage in their last comp. But yeah, I don't know. I'm reading into it. No, I'm looking forward to the next games. I take it like next week will then be against Blossom 5 and Fortisomnia, I guess?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah.
Schedule will be released tomorrow for the final week because
it should be the 2 we haven't done a rematch against.
It should be those 2, and yeah, I think that's gonna end this interview with Eternal Aether, who's the MVP now. I think you're the only. Well, actually, no, you and Feb. There's 2 players now with 2 MVPs. We'll end this here, and then we'll be going on break until the next game, which will probably be in about 10 to 15 minutes.
C9 is winning a team.